Hi, my name is Valerie Pugsley. I'm with Inspired Strategic Solutions. I'm here today with my friend Terri Olson, who I'll introduce to you in just a moment. We're going to be talking today about the effective communication skills in the workplace and why it is so important. So first, let me introduce to you Terri.
Hi, I'm Terri Olson, and I'm the president and founder of HR Prescriptions. We are an outsourced human resources firm. We provide all the services that a large HR department would provide to a large company, we provide to the small company. We help them with all their people management needs so that that owner or that senior management team can focus on building the business, and we help them with the people management.
And you were saying how it starts with the hiring process.
Right.
Can you elaborate?
Well, when you hire somebody, that communication is starting from the beginning of what was their experience in the whole recruiting process. But when they come on board, that onboarding experience is going to be really important as far as, did they feel welcome? Was the paperwork in place? Did they get good training? Were they able to hit the ground running when they started with the company, so that they had procedures in place? Here's your job description. This is how we do this. I know my position step by step. This is how I process this, so that that employee has the same processes and steps to follow as another person doing the same job. So there's consistency in not only how they perform their job and knowing the expectations, but also that the customer has the same experience with me as an employee or with you as an employee, because we're doing things the same way.
And that's really important. We like, when we go someplace, to have the same kind of experience. And if you go to a store and you have great customer service all the time, you're going to go back again. But if one time it's one way and another time it's then your tendency is maybe not to go back. So that's really important. But I also know too, coming from my customer base, the employers usually have a lot less employees, and so the knowledge is all up in here. So how do we communicate that? You talk about processes and systems. That's part of the communication skills. Yes?
Right, and that's the problem with the smaller employers. They might have 10 employees, and some of them have been there since the beginning, when the company was started in somebody's garage or something. So a lot of people do have all the processes in their head, but nothing's on paper. And I think it's best to have, when you're at a point where you can ask someone to take the time to write down what they do, then you will be able to have that foundation for those consistent practices. So if you and I are both doing the same job and we're asked to write down how we do that, the steps that we go through to get to point A or B, that the owner, the manager can look at those two and say, are they both doing the same thing? Do we need to do this step that Valerie's doing, or does Terri need to add a step because she's missing something here? Again, for that customer experience, or for that product to be manufactured or created the same way every time. So putting it in writing and as a procedure, and at some point, there's never enough time. People never have enough time to do things like that, but it's so worth it, because then you create a foundation and you create that infrastructure for you. Now you can add 20 people that do that job, because they can walk right in and on their first day see that here's my procedure manual, here's my job description, I know exactly what to do.
And that's really important. In fact, I would just have been working on that. So maybe I'll throw out a tip there as well, as like, if you have time to do, I totally get that, but maybe just pick one task per week to do it on, as opposed to trying to do everything. And then I took that process and I gave it to somebody else to do, who wouldn't be the person who would typically be doing that job, just somebody totally different skill set, to see how they would do it. And found some glitches in the communication process, so just kind of keep fine-tuning it. But when I'm done, I'm going to have a system, like you said, that I can put a lot of people in, or if one person leaves, then I can put somebody else in, and I won't have a lot I won't have to redo a lot of the training.
Well, because when you train somebody, you're, most likely someone, whether it's you as the supervisor or the manager, or whether it's your lead person or someone more experienced, they're going to sit down and help that person walk them through it. But then, which is always a good idea to do the very first time. But then for that person to do it themselves on their own, when you have that all spelled out, and after you've gone through, like you say, have somebody else do it, does this make sense, and does it flow, someone who's totally inexperienced, then now you've got a great process in place, and that person should be able to do that with no problem. And that just increases your success at having someone, as I said, hit the ground running. When their first week, they'll be able to do that job so much more effectively than someone who's kind of thrown into the den of wolves and here's the job, now figure it out.
So just to recap, basically effective communication skills in your workplace is going to start at the hiring process, effectively communicating what it is the person's going to do, but the second part of that hiring process is when they come on board to have good training skills and processes in place, documentation, maybe a variety of documentations, especially nowadays, maybe having some video instructions as well as the paper instructions, having that all in place so that things will run smoothly within the company.
And making sure that you're monitoring that employee the first couple months or so. A lot of times people do a 90-day evaluation, making sure that you're evaluating their performance so they know when they're hired what's expected of me, and then as they are going through their time on the job, that someone is showing them that, oh wait, that's not right, we do it this way, not that way, because or somebody skipped a step or something, then they will have 2 months of experience doing it the wrong way. So it's good for someone to just be monitoring their performance during that time.
Okay, great. So you got to monitor and make sure
that training
it's happening the way we thought it was.
Right.
Great. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Just making sure that we communicate effectively, what it is that we want, what we expect, what the desired outcome is, and have all the steps in place that reinforce that and help the employees know.
That's right. Should increase their success.
And your success as well as a company.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Terri, for spending time with us. And if somebody were to have need of your services, how would they go about getting those?
Well, you can contact me by email or by phone.
Okay.
And so we're located in downtown Fullerton, and 714-441-2422, or you can email me at Terri@hrprescriptions.net, or just check out our website, www.hrprescriptions.net.
Okay, and we'll have links down below as well. Thank you, Terri.
You're welcome. Thank you, Valerie.
All right.